Today, we'd like to discuss Sri Aurobindo's book, The Mind of Light. We look at today's world and we see all of the myriad problems, the fighting, the gridlock, the pollution, the climate change, the crisis that's destroying the ocean fisheries, that's changing the very nature of the ocean currents, and possibly creating major changes in the way the entire heat cooling cycle of ocean currents works. We look at fresh water disappearing. We look at resources being misallocated. We look at the wars and the mass migrations that occur based on the stresses that are taking place all over the world. And then we look at our political and economic relationships, and we see gridlock and disputes occurring where people can't agree. They have no idea how to move out of this morass that we're stuck in and get us on a path of progress. Sri Aurobindo points out that these are problems of transition. The secret thread to the meaning of our existence is an evolution of consciousness. And the evolution of consciousness started out with matter. It moved through life and various life forms, and then the expression of mind and the mental powers, first of the animals and now of humanity. And each of these terms has an increasing power of action and understanding. However, it remains limited and remains fixed within its own frame of action and reference. We are at the stage of mental evolution, very much fixated on the idea of either or, black and white. And this creates the opposition and the gridlock. We rarely can see the bigger picture, the harmony, the oneness that represents the totality of the existence within which we're living and acting. The presentation that Sri Aurobindo makes is that as a transitional being, humanity and our reliance on the mental power and its development and its limitations is going to be superseded by a new term of consciousness, which he calls the supramental consciousness, or which can be called the mind of light. And this is a term of consciousness that does not rely on the fixed linear either or processing of the mind, but sees things in a more complete and global way, sees the harmony and interrelationship of all existence, and finds ways to bring all of these disparate elements into a greater mutual understanding and harmony. We've tried the mental approach. It's broken down. Nothing can take place. The governments are at a standstill. The countries are disputing with one another. Everyone is fighting over resources and the way we allocate things. And meanwhile, many of the core systems of the world are collapsing. There has to be a new way. Sri Aurobindo points out that nature's process is to move forward through the development of an intense crisis that forces us to grow and grow beyond our current limitations. We are faced with such a crisis today, and the solution the evolution of the mind of light, is what Sri Aurobindo describes in this really exciting and interesting book, The Mind of Light. Namaste.